Shalom to all the Jews and Gentiles alike, sending a strong Shalom to the children of light. Namaste to all. You already know what the deal is. We can give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, our power, to 𝐭𝐻𝐬𝐬, the Great Spirits, the All Parents, down into our Father Universe, Yahuwah Sabaoth, Anu Kased, Wakanda, Hawa, Yahadonahi. Acknowledgement to our earthly mother, and acknowledgement to our elder brother, Yahushua HaMashiach 𝐻𝐸𝐴𝐻 Mata the Lamb, Yesiah the Messiah, Yahusha the Lion from the tribe of Yehuda, the one the world calls Jesus Christ. So today we can be talking about the Chiliocosm. We about to get to what the Chiliocosm is in a minute, but as this program starts to come to a close, this thing that we call life, the Chiliocosm, is inevitable. So we got to get in alignment so we can be ready for this thing. All right, so let's get the definition for Chiliocosm. So we go into the keys, the book of knowledge. Chiliocosm, the interpenetration of 1,000 different levels of cosmic creation, all intertwined so that purification and renewal of creation can occur in all 1,000 levels/cells simultaneously. According to Enoch, the Chiliocosm represents the multiplexity of evolution and the greater connection between the many universes fused into the Father's plan. In contrast to the millennium, which is defined within a limited space and time. Let's go to the seal portion. Final Testament of Jesus Christ, chapter 99, and let's read the header. The children of God must have certain needs met in order for them to realize that they are children of God and find eternal happiness, and also so that they can ascertain properly which kingdom of glory best suits their desires of happiness. The Lord will provide all these needs during the millennium. The earth will be prepared to receive the Father and all of our eternal mothers in a grand family reunion. Now let's go back to the keys, back into the back of the book, and we're going to see the definition of millennium. This is the definition of millennium. First definition: a period of great happiness or perfect government. A linear concept of 1,000-year period of peace in the Orthodox theologies. But we're going to focus on the second definition. In Enoch's teachings, the millennium is one of many openings through the veils of light, which man can enter to freely commingle with the higher intelligence and divinities of other worlds. It is the conjunction of the earth with 1,000 different time scales of sonship. There will be multiple opportunities through the millennium, which will permit the elect of humanity to go through our covenant's time zone and freely move through spaces of sonship into other regions of spatial intelligence under and not under the government of the sons of God. And you see where it says see Chiliocosm. All right. So the Chiliocosm is the upgrading of multiple worlds, multiple realms. All right. So when this realm goes through its transformation, it's going to be another realm next to us getting transformed. All right. So this way of living that we so used to, getting up, going to work, You know what I'm saying? Paying the bills, doing all this mumbo jumbo. When that ends, when that time frame ends, that Gentile society ends, it's going to be the upgrading of this realm, right? Because when this realm ends, it's not going to be the end of life, right? It's going to be the transformation, right? So since we live in a open-ended universe, when this society comes to an end, it's going to be the upgrading of it. Just like how what we see in Marvel's Eternals, where Ereshkigal said, prepare for the emergence. All right? Because when that emergence happens, the earth gets destroyed and that celestial is born. The end of the society is the destruction of the earth and it being upgraded to a celestial realm. Oh man, now you see where they get this information from these scripts. All right, so let's go into the keys. Key 215, and we're actually gonna hit it from the top. Key number 15 tells the children of light to look at the ancient megalithic sites at Teotihuacan, Palenque, Tiwakanu, the Tarim Basin, Stonehenge, the Great Pyramid, and the Sea of Galilee. Remember the last two videos that we did? We talked about the ancient sites and how these pyramids and these ancient sites, they in alignment with the constellations. All right. So Teotihuacan, Palenque, Tiwakanu, the Tarim Basin, Stonehenge, the Great Pyramid, and the Sea of Galilee. To see the round numbers, the calculations of star mathematics, which are part of the greater astrophysical geometry. These and other astrophysical sites are points of contact with the greater universes, which show our part of the Chiliocosm, our part of the collective interplay of 1,000 plus universes intersecting with the categories of both physical and non-physical intelligence. These round numbers show when the Lords of Light come down from the heavens of the Chiliocosm to interact with the peoples of the earth. The fire letters of the Hebrew and Tibetan scriptures revealed in the mountains give a cosmology of light, which shows by means of universal models the worlds to which the people of God, the children of light, the Adamic race, and the Gentiles, the earthborn races, cleaving to the Adamic race, taken after they have fulfilled their destiny on earth. Hence, these fire letters are the unique angles of letter grid transformation between the geometric span of the earth and the heavens, where both human and heavenly beings share the same cosmological signature. Let's get a precept real quick. Where we going? Okay, here we go. We're going to go into the Old Testament Pseudepigrapha, the Apocalypse of Elijah, chapter 5, verse 2, where it says the removal of the righteous. On that day, the Christ will pity those who are his own, and he will send from heaven his 64,000 angels, the higher evolution, each of whom has 6 wings. The sound will move heaven and earth when they give praise and glorify. Now those upon whose forehead the name of Christ is written, and upon whose hand is the seal, both the small and the great, will be taken up upon their wings and lifted up before his wrath. Then Gabriel and Uriel will become a pillar of light, leading them into the Holy Land. It will be granted to them to eat from the tree of life. They will wear white garments, that light body, that 𝐭𝐴𝐻 on, and angels will watch over them. They will not thirst, nor will the son of lawlessness be able to prevail over them. So just like what we just read in verse 4, where it says the worlds to which the people of God, the children of light, will be taken after they have fulfilled their destiny on earth. See, it's going to get ugly when the righteous get removed. It's going to get ugly. And that is in direct alignment with the electromagnetic null zone, the space-time overlap, right? All these CMEs and solar flares are going off, right? Because it's setting up. It's setting up for this transformation of this realm. Now back to verse 5 in the keys. All of these sites are the centers used to calculate the horizon of the earth in relationship to the Chiliocosm of the greater universe. These places were also used by the Lords of Light to encode and initiate the races of the world. And those who encoded these races will once again return to ingather their remnant seed. Yet these sites do not, in all instances, indicate where the Lords of Light will return, because some of these sacred places mark the exit regions, where the righteous have already been removed from the earth in previous cycles. Therefore, these are timepieces containing star mathematics, but they cannot be completely understood by man without the scriptures, which reveal specific events on earth and in space that man must key into. Until he does, he cannot understand the specifics of the timepiece calendars in stone. So these ancient megalithic sites that we talked about, it's also speaking on you. Let's get that. Let's go into the 5th light picture superscript. Thou shalt be the family. 504. The Buddhas tell us, in order to understand our pilgrimage on Mother Earth, we must first understand the kingdom within ourselves, the temple of our body, and the sanctuary within our mind as we enter the greater temple. Ultimately, the stupas and the sacred areas around the world represent our house, our body with its colors and geometries of nature and super nature, and the resonance of our thoughts that manifest within, but also through the power of our voices. Many of the stupa forms of the East, as well as the pyramids around the world, adapt linear progressions to more complex levels where sounds, harmonics, tonalities, and the sacred geometry structures can move the initiate forward and backwards in time or into other spatial scenarios. Let's go back to the keys. 215 verse 9, page 306. Man's problem has been that he has tried to encompass the many heavens into his conception of the millennium, without the greater understanding of how Isaiah's words will be fulfilled when the earth itself is completely transposed into the new heavens. It is not a question of heaven coming to earth, but earth being transposed into the many heavens, the Chiliocosm. So religion and Christians, they like saying, oh, well, I'm gonna go to heaven. It's like, nah, this whole realm gonna get transformed. The whole realm gonna get transformed. It's not about you just going and dying and just going, nah. You gotta get away from that mindset. See, and this is why when we get into these keys and these superscripts and these higher books and higher information, it's supposed to take you away from the mainstream Christianity and the churches and what they breaking down, because we just going deeper and deeper, right? So when this whole realm transform, we gotta transform with it. That's why we gotta stay in alignment. Verse 10. Therefore, when man can understand the Chiliocosm, then he can move out of the imprisonment of being within his linear concepts of the millennium, which in his reality remains in an unopened 1,000-year cosm of static space. as long as man remains in his dead space as a host to linear time, he cannot have creative correspondence with the lords of light who desire to interconnect with him. So time is not linear. It is actually bi-directional. Let's get that in the first superscript. Let's go get that. The first light picture superscript. Thou shalt be the light. Let's go to verse 230. Okay. Standard 3D space is directly related to 4-dimensional time, which unfolds as past, present, and future interactions that will occur in the universe. This trinity, like the particles of energy, is augmented in a 3x3 matrix of time zones. So you got past, 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 present, past, future, present, past, present, 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 future, future, past, future, present, future, future. Okay, so that's 9 time cells right there. 231. Of course, there are more than 9 realities. But in our 3D space, our basic material structure is based upon a 3-fold matrix. We perceive time in a linear fashion because our physical existence is within a time sequence coded by our consciousness. Pause. This is also why time is speeding up, because the consciousness is increasing. So as we stay in alignment and we elevating, the faster this place basically goes down. Okay? Again, 232. We perceive time in a linear fashion because our physical existence is within a time sequence coded by our consciousness, perceiving physical matter. But time is more of a field that intersects with 3-dimensional matter, which in reality is also a field. Depending on the forces surrounding us, time can speed up or slow down. 89. Thus, the structure of the 10 light picture superscripts is initiated as emanations from the divine Trinity tetrahedron of the Father, the 7 virtues and powers of the Mother Shekinah, co-producing the Son-Daughter oneness. The model establishes a Chiliocosm within a basic pattern of 10 to the 3rd power singularities of light, so the complete direction of life can be maintained and is not limited by a singular horizon of 3D and 4D reality, but expanded with a multitude of realities, shifted from the 5D into all dimensional realms of the Sun universe. Now let's go to the 3rd light picture superscript. Thou shalt be the name. 188. The lily flower was principally acknowledged for its whiteness of purity, which can be associated with the power of the heavenly Christ, exemplifying both purity and peace. Its color was white with a yellow or golden center, symbolic of the energy of the vortex. It is sometimes surrounded by lower petals of white and pink streaks, symbolic of humanity's presence and our need for purification, required before one enters into the temple, that is, into the higher realms of light. According to Enoch, the lotus flower is connected with the Chiliocosm, the petals of which represent the multiverse opportunities that are available during the ascension process as we step into the next greater reality. Therefore, at the end of a cycle, just as at the beginning, each architectonic pattern opens to multiple vectors. energizing the immediate triple powers for ascension and descension. Through the opening of the vortex connected with the lily/lotus, new realms are linked to this world of creation, which is why within the sanctuary of the Most High Holy Kodesh HaKodashim, the high priest was to speak the name of Yahuwah to reestablish our light life realms connection with the 𝐭𝐴 and throne realms of creation. Let's get the definition of 𝐭𝐴. The definition of 𝐭𝐴: distant star universes beyond the immediate universe, serving the local hierarchy of each paradise sun of light as an expression of Yahuwah's garment of light. They are spiritual universes continually being evolved and re-evolved beyond the visible spectrum. They are the highest model for the material worlds, and during the time of the Malak Habalam, the cycle of cleansing, new worlds are brought forth by the 𝐭𝐴 modeled in the 𝐭𝐴. On the scale of the physical universe of humankind, the area of super universes meeting with the higher thresholds of a father universe, 8th and 9th heaven, or the mid-heavens in the linkage scale between Sunny universe and Father universe. Back to the superscript. Ultimately, the lily is present at our day of graduation, where the divine thought forms of light, exemplified in the royal priesthood, allow our body to become an essential part of the cornerstone that is rejected to enter through the temple, as we move into greater realms of light and become unified with the Adam-Kadmon body of light in the higher worlds. 515. The process of brain activation thus becomes part of the greater branches of the tree of life. The fuller tree of life is the true bridge linking the self, the overself, and the Christed overself. Ultimately, the body is subsumed by the light signals as a conscious field of information reveals the glory of the Most High, transforming mind 1 to mind 2. Alright, and we talked about mind 1 and mind 2 literally last video. 517. This also leads to consciousness ascension, going from mind 1 to mind 2, which at the proper time opens the Chiliocosm, making a new crossover of mental circuitry. Here we understand mind 2 as part of a larger brain cluster that resonates with the light brainwave patterns constructed by the thought adjusters, and with the similitude through the power of the Shekinah. We talked about the local thought adjusters last video as well. 568. Christ, the anointing one, gives us not just branches, but the roots of the tree of life, as the power of 𝐈𝐧𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐠𝐫𝐚 eventually replaces the experiential zone or spectrums of creation with a reconnected I am that I am. With our transformation, we become immune to the daily destructive forces, and we are capable of living within the lights of lights, within various new zones of the Chiliocosm. Here, the similitude provides a silent space to generate our body of light, which will inherit the image of the luminaries, the image of the Adam-Kadmon, and the kingdom of the Adam-Kadmon within the garments of the divine names. In consequence, the Adamic nature will no longer be programmed through the light focus, which is under the present Alpha and Omega system of things. Let's go to the Pistis Sophia. Let's go to book 286. As Pistis Sophia demonstrated to us, she was allowed to ascend into the 13th eon of the immediate universe and not beyond, until the consummation of the eons, Even Pistis Sophia could not attain to the Father universe, where myriad greater possibilities are available for those who are prepared. Clearly, there is an ordering within each Sun universe, which has been set in place and will be maintained as first initiated until a specific time when a greater phase of ascension will occur. At that time, even the older order of administration that has neglected the fate of humanity can be uplifted and realigned according to their works and according to our works. All hierarchies connected with the Sun universe are in the realms of those being perfected. Ultimately, the Sun universe will reconnect with the Father universe. The gates between the two will open, and the greater ascension will take place. Then what most theologians entertain as the millennium, the classic 1,000-year period of time set aside for the saints who are activated to reign with Christ Jesus, will be better understood as the Chiliocosm. The Chiliocosm brings 1,000 overlapping ascension cells, each within its region of alpha omega orientation, to allow for 1,000 different opportunities for ascension to occur at the crossing of the Sun universe into the Father universe. 1,000 is symbolic of the perfect body, mind, spirit relationship once it is prepared to ascend to its true place of glory in the Father's house of many mansions. This is not to be seen in terms of the number of years, but symbolic of the completion of a soul's experience, whereby all humanity initiated into the light at the expansion of the universe will experience the myriad orders of light creation. The initiate will then understand the Chiliocosm, which is at the 1,000 space-time realms, or eonic realms that are coordinated for ascension throughout all the trees of life. Whoop! There it is. There it is. So we gotta stay in alignment and continue to eat out these higher books, these higher scriptures of light, the spiritual science. You know, let the world do its thing while they were celebrating Christ's Mass and their New Year's. We gotta stay in this word. All right. Gotta stay on these keys and superscripts. All right. Speaking of keys and superscripts and spiritual science, you know, let's get something out of the Third Testament real quick. Let's go to the Third Testament real quick. Chapter 49, verse 37. These disputes between the spiritual and the scientific will disappear from mankind, so much so that spirituality and science will unite in one single light to illuminate the path of man to the infinite. So we gotta keep reading out these keys and superscripts. The spiritual science, that's what you need. All right. So that's gonna be it for this video, for this lesson. Hopefully you were edified, you got something out of it, you ate good, you had you a snack, got you a snack out of the pantry closets, you had you some dinner, okay, had you something to nibble on, to munch on. It was bussin', you enjoyed it, okay, and that's gonna be it I say shalom and stay strong.